Okay, these are the PLP review questions, or the points, lines, and planes review questions. So the first set, number 1 here, these were level 1 questions. Oh, we don't want green. Let's go with blue. So these are level 1 questions here. We just want to name them. We want to identify them and name them. So the first one has 2 arrows going forever in 2 directions, opposite directions. That's a line. So the symbol for it, you pick any 2 points on that line. So in this case, P and Q, and we put the line symbol on top. There's our line PQ. Here we have a line segment. It's got 2 endpoints. It doesn't go forever in either direction. So it's a line segment. We use those 2 endpoints, and we put the bar over it. That segment RS. Okay, next one, TU. So we pick this array. It has 1 endpoint C. One endpoint T, and goes through U forever in 1 direction. We're just naming it, so we use the endpoint, then another point on the array, and we put the arrow going in 1 direction. The endpoint is T, so there's no arrow over here. It's going through U forever, so we put the arrow over the U. Okay, you want to name the figure, so the plane. So we can name this plane in 2 ways. We can use the letter in the corner and call it plane P, or we can pick 3 points on the plane. So for example, plane AL. Whoops. So first way was plane P. Okay, or we can use 3 points on the plane that aren't all on the same line, and we can call it plane ALN. Okay. That is plane ALN, or ALE, or ELN, or LAN, or some variation of 3 points that aren't on the same line that are on the plane. Okay, so that's level 1. Level 2, we want to draw it. So we're going to give the name, and then we want to draw it. So here we have line CD. So we need to draw a line. We need to put 2 points C and D on it. Here we have array EF. The endpoint is E because there's no arrow there. And then we want to draw it through point F, going forever. GH should have a bar over it. So it's segment GH, so you have 2 endpoints, G and H. And there's the line segment GH. Here we have a plane BCD, so B, C, and D are non-collinear points that are in this plane. So B, C, and D. Okay, and that's level 2. Yeah. Okay, and then we get to some of the level 3 stuff. Okay. Give 2 other names for line EF. So we can call it line M. You can use the symbol in the corner, line M. Or we can use those 2 points. So the only 2 points that are labeled on the line are E and F. So the other way would be F, E, with the arrow over it for the name. Okay. Give another name for plane A. So here's plane A. We need to pick 3 points that aren't all on the same line but are in the plane. So how about plane C, E, B, right? We can't do C, E, D because those are all on the same line. You need to triangulate to get a plane. So you need C, E, and B. 3 non-collinear points that are in the plane. So we want to name 3 points that are collinear. Well, C, E, and D are collinear. So 3 points would be C, E, and D. 4 points that are coplanar. Well, C, E, D, and B are all in the plane. So C, E, D, and B are all in the same plane. Right, N is not a point. It's the name of the line. A is not a point. It's the name of the plane. There's no dot next to them indicating that they're points, so you can't assume they're points or say that they're points. F is not in the plane, and M is the name of a line as well. Another name for segment EF. The only way we can rename this is by switching the points and saying FE, segment FE. Name array with endpoint E, so we need to name a array with endpoint E. So here's E, we can go ED, we could go EF, or we could go EC. Any of those would work. So how about ED? And the arrow is over the D because it's going starting at E, going through D forever. Oh, we didn't read the question. Name an array with endpoint E that is opposite of EC. So here's array EC. The opposite array, an opposite array is an array. It's going to do two things. It's going to form a line, and it's going to have a common endpoint. So we need to pick the opposite way. So ED. So the answer was ED anyways, but we didn't finish reading the question. Give two other names. I believe this was line CD here. Should have been at least. Sorry if yours was cut off. I don't have your copy available. I might have filled it in though. Okay, so line N would work. Or you could say line ED by doing ED with a line over it. You could do DE, you could do DC, CD, CE, EC. All those would work. Give another name for segment CE. All we can do for segments is switch the letters. You have to use the endpoints to name your segment, so you have to just switch the letters. Name array with endpoint F. So here's F. The only other point on that line is E, so we have to go down through E and name it F. E. The endpoint's F, so the arrow is above the E. Name a point that is not collinear with C, E, and D. So B is not on the line F, so we can do B or we could do F. Either one of those will work. Name a point that is not coplanar with B, C, E, and D. That's going to be F. F is off of that plane. Give another name for ray DE. So here's ray DE. So the endpoint is D, so you have to keep the D, but instead of E, we could use C. Ray DE is the same thing as ray DE is the same thing as ray DC. Same ray. You pick the endpoint and then 1 point on the ray. All right, this is still level 3 down here. Want to name 3 collinear points in plane Epsilon, plane E. So 3 collinear points in plane E. How about B, H, and W? Collinear means points on the same line, so we want points on the same line that are in plane Epsilon. The next one is to name the intersection of plane Epsilon and line EN. So here's the plane. Let me see if I have it. All right, here's your plane. And then line EN goes up through the plane and it intersects at point E. This line here comes down, it hits the plane, and then it goes below. So it's going to be point E. Okay. Name the intersection of plane pi and line EN. So here's line EN again, and this time it's going to intersect plane pi at O, and then it's going to go up. So it's going to come from below, hit plane pi at O, point O, and then come up through the plane. So that's a no. Name the intersection of line BW and line EN. So line BW and line EN. That's going to intersect at point. One more set here. For level 3, we want to name 3 planes. So we can name, there are actually 6 planes shown here. We just have to name 3 of them. So we can name the bottom, which we can call plane pi. Okay, we could have also called it plane LMK or plane LEK or plane LEM or plane LME. It's all the same plane. It's all the bottom plane. We can name, let's go with this side plane here. So we got to pick 3 points on that plane. How about D, J, and K? So plane D, J, and K. Okay, and then let's just do the top one for simplicity's sake. Pick 3 of those points. How about F, R, and J? So plane F, R, J. Right. Name a point that is coplanar with M and F. So that's the front plane, so it could be L or D. Name the intersection of plane pi and FDM. So FDM is the front one, and it's going to intersect plane pi at line LM. Okay, 2 planes intersect at a line. Name the intersection of plane MKJ. So MKJ and plane FDJ, which is the top. Those will intersect right here, so that's going to be line DJ. Those 2 planes. Here's our figure. Here's plane MKJ. Here's plane FRJD. They intersect here at line DJ, right along the top here. All right, let's go on to the level 4 questions. They want us to draw these diagrams. So just choose 2 of the following and sketch it out. If you're going for the A, sketch all 5. So we're going for the A, so we're going to sketch all 5 here. So let's look at number 1. So we have a plane Z, so we got to draw a big plane, plane Z. It's going to contain lines X, Y, and W. Lines X and Y intersect at point V. So let's draw 2 lines X and W. That intersect at point V. And lines X and W intersect. I'm sorry, what? X and Y intersect. Okay, then we got to draw another line W. And X and W intersect at point P. Okay. So that's number 1. Let's do number 2. We want to draw 4 points, J, K, L, and M, no 3 of which are collinear. Then we want to sketch lines J, K, K, L, L, M, and M, J. So not all on the same line. So how about J, K, and then L can't be on that line, so let's put it down here, and M can't be on that line, so let's put it over here. Then sketch JK, KL, LM, and MJ. Okay. Fairly simple, fairly straightforward. 3, you want to draw 2 points, A and B, and sketch ray AB. So here's point A, here's point B. I want to sketch ray AB. Add point C on the ray, so that is between A and C. I'm sorry, add a point C on the ray, so B is between A and C, so we'll have to put C over here. And that's it. Okay, the 4th one. Let's draw 3 non-collinear points, F, G, and H. So let's just put 3 non-collinear points, F, G, and H. Okay, sketch segment FG. Add a point J. Okay, on FG. So this is going to be J right here. And then sketch ray JH. So here's J, our endpoint, through H all the way forever. Okay, let's do number 5. These are all fairly simple. A line in a coordinate plane. So here's our coordinate plane. Here's our X and Y, and we have our dashes. Okay, contains the point A, 0, -5. And B, 3, 1. And a point C that is not collinear with AB. So we can put it wherever we want. How about right here? Not collinear with AB. Should be good, right? Should be golden. So that was where the points, lines, and planes review questions. Probably should have added a more difficult drawing, but that's okay. That's fine. Let's stop